Hello. In this video, I'd like to go through the process of building a minimal Arch LiveCD about 680 megs using the tool Arch ISO. My requirements right now is to have a custom package selection, disable the automatic login, which by default is enabled by Arch ISO, add a live user with a live password, set up the password for root, and eventually when the ISO image starts, I like to start the network services, secure shell services, and the Nginx web server. It could be added some more, but for the exercise of this is inspired and based on the Nopix. The Nopix is a very well-known distribution. It's a live CD, and they come to a live DVD. It's been there for years. Also, we have the Slacks distribution, which is another live CD. So I like to go ahead and create this one based on Arch using the Arch ISO. So let's get started. I'm going to start by default with the installation of the Arch Linux from the previous project. And I assume that you have some kind of a Arch Linux machine. In this case, I'm working with an Arch Linux install, minimal install, 2.9 gigs. It's just a command line only. There's no X or nothing's required. For the scope of this exercise, I just put extra beef, extra juice on the CPUs, 4 CPUs, and 4 gigs of RAM. So I go ahead and SSH into the box just to have the ability to copy paste. Best features ever. Discover, copy paste. I'm gonna log it as a regular user in the box. And from the user, I go ahead and expand this. This is my work environment. Okay, so I'm now the user. Let me go ahead and go through the steps and instructions. We're going to go ahead and base this one on the Arch ISO. And the Arch ISO is going to be Arch ISO minimum. This is a script that actually we want to be following for the scope, and it's recommending to use a live CD. It could be called anything, but I'm just going to go ahead and user add live CD. That's not going to be the name of the live. This is just to build the environment, right? Live CD. So I have a home directory live CD, which is what I wanted. Good deal. So right now I can position myself in this live CD directory, which is belongs to the user, and I can start getting the files. The first thing I need is to get this file, which is my first installation, and I want to go through the file in a minute. So right now, if I take a look to the file, it's probably going to be easier to see in the web browser. The only thing it does is actually run some dependencies with the Pacman tool, copy some of the basic things on the Arch ISO, set up some of the files that I want to install, just the basic Linux, group tools, network manager, basic tools, OpenSSH, Nginx, the things that I wanted according to my requirements. So I'll be able to install Nginx and SSH. Additionally, I set up just some hostname directly to the rootfs hostname. I disabled the auto login because I think it could be very insecure. So I'll go ahead and remove that one from the live template, and basically execute some things like add a live user, add with a group wheel. The user is being bashed on live. I set up the passwords for live, and for the root, I'm making Tor as a password and pass it directly into the post install and install some services like system controller enable. So that's all. That's all the script does really. I'll go ahead and I'm positioned right now in the home live CD. Permissions to the script to execute. Um, and I say find the home. And yes, I want to install the dependencies. And basically, yes, I'll continue on this. Everything's the prereqs and set up everything that we set up. We talk about it, copy the files, getting things ready, getting the dependencies for the build the squash file system. I want to make note right now. We're about 5 minutes on the explanation. This is where the real work starts. Everything that you're going to need to be able to do is going to be within the files of your system. More here today. Here we go. This is all your structure on actually in the system. And all the changes you'll be able to customize within these files, including the image, the boot image, and everything. So without any other further ado, I want to say fire in the hole, build the script. I want to make it verbose. So this is what actually the majority of the work is going to be taking place. Everything's going to be 539 megs installation with all these packages, all these dependencies. This depends on your internet access, of course, goes to the internet, downloads the packages. Pretty similar to the installation of a regular Arch Linux install, but it's going to be installed within that. It's going to actually render everything in memory. This is the minimum live CD in Arch and customize. Eventually, we're gonna go through some other videos to customize with i3, maybe some XFCE or some kind of purpose. But the idea for this is to build some perfect small little appliance that you can set up like DNS cache. You can set up like a proxy web server, DHCP server, maybe a monitoring tool, maybe just a traffic arbiter, maybe just a jump box and different things. Everything's in an ISO image, very small, about 680 megs. It runs about 300 megs on RAM. You can actually have it ready in different locations and eventually set up and configure to report back to a central server for certain things, for monitoring, for uh, you I can name you 1,000 different cases why you might want to have one of these boxes. The good thing about it though is it's fully customized, fully um, configurable for everything you want in services, on accounts, on users and passwords. So you're not really having the constraints of have somebody start defining what your user or passwords need to be set up. You can set up everything from scratch, compress everything on an image, in a corporate image, make an ISO image, and make it some standard that you can be embraced and just boot from a USB or from another virtual environment and just have a little troubleshooting jump box and customize with the logos and everything. This is just the beginning, proof of concept, and again, it's probably it's probably going to take a little longer in your machine because you probably didn't put the four CPUs and the 4 gigs of RAM. If you take in the one CPU or two CPUs, it surely is going to take a little longer. But basically, it's just an Arch Linux install and the 1.2 gig zip compressed with a squash file system as a live CD. It does everything, all the magic, everything as we can see. Start doing from the architecture 64-bit in the working directory is going to be this, and the installation is an Arch. Eventually, it's going to create a folder called out, and out is going to actually dump the actually output of the file. This is probably the first. This is actually the first step on the boot Arch ISO image, trying to compress and get everything together. Eventually, everything's going to be using just like Nopix, the Squash FS, to get externally on just like Slacks. Here we go. We're making some progress. It's generating on my image the locales and actually it's getting everything together. It's creating the file system. This is probably the last part. What actually takes the longest. You can see it's creating the file system on the work ISO Arch x8664 air root file system and continue compressing. We're about 9 minutes and 13 seconds, not a whole lot of time, and it's actually in the last part of the process. So hopefully we can achieve this one within 10 minutes or so. It took a little longer to explain what was the purpose of the first scripts and what was the intent to have the live image. But we're moving forward. Hopefully this can be finished quickly. At the end, we want to be finishing with a live ISO image that starts the network, have a live user using live as a password, and the root password is going to be Tor. Um, it's going to start by default the network services. It's going to start Nginx, and it's going to start SSH. And I want to demonstrate all that. Once it finishes, I'm going to copy and download the ISO image, the output of this image, 680 megs, get into another virtual machine, set up as the image, boot it, demonstrate that it works. And this is just the beginning. Again, you can customize this one to any package, database, any programming language, Python, PHP, Ruby, um, whatever might be your preference is Java, and customize this one almost like a native application servers, like a robots or little bots. You can actually have the ISO image reporting to some central server. It brings the opportunity to have a lot of innovation with these kind of scenarios, especially when you can fully customize what it's doing. It can be imaging, video services. It can be plotting and displaying a page for monitoring purposes. It can be, just a set up security surveillance cameras or checking on sensors or checking the status of different things. So this is pretty exciting. And there could be some other ways to maybe squeeze even more the size, preventing the limit on the files. Maybe go to the minimum, even go linear to have a super small. Here we go. It's getting almost the end. It's getting the ISO image. We got an image which is 651 megs in Linux. I want to go ahead and move out Arch Linux. My Arch. So here. Okay. I got in my Arch ISO 650 megs. Let me go ahead and transfer that image here. LiveCD. I want to pass it to my machine. Copy the file via SSH. Once I get it, it's almost there. 57, 64%. I can go ahead and open right now. Select here the storage. I'm going to select the new copy, my Arch ISO 600, and start it. I'm going to change the view to make it easier for you guys to see. 50%. It looks about right. And this is just testing the live image that we just created. As you can see, once this boots, we're not going to have the regular root auto login, unsecure root auto login. Now it's asking us with the right hostname, some live as a password. It worked. SQ or it worked. I can do from here in the H.1 of the packages that we installed. It's installed. I can do. I didn't do on purpose screen fetch to demonstrate, but we don't have it, so I can do pacman and you will get a screen fetch. It will synchronize to the network. It will connect. Even though it's a live CD, it's putting from the ISO. It's actually performing the same things that actually any other ISO image will perform anytime. And but you can add those packages from the beginning. That's not a problem. Just matter to edit the text file, and then you should be good to go. We have this one. So there you go, guys. It's actually running. It's installing. Let's go ahead and system controller status Nginx. Nginx is running. Let's go ahead and take a look at SSH. It's running. I will do URL. URL. Oh, here we go. Welcome to Nginx. So actually, it worked. We have Nginx. We have the users. Everything created, and it was done under. I know the video took me about almost 15 minutes, but the first 5 minutes was only to demonstrate and install. Hopefully you enjoyed. Keep enjoying the Linux, the technology. Stay safe. This coronavirus is affecting everybody and disrupting everybody. But best wishes, stay safe. Cheers. Talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching.